It is my honor to present yet another free thinker and also a man of courage. We have been talking about earlier on this summit that it actually takes a lot of courage, truth in these days, and that it has been reduced down to something that you can dispose of. But as we can see, in various different traditions, beauty is an integral part, and through history there has been this concept of kitsch that has come into play, which some use as a badge of honor and some use as a mock name. There's a lot of tension around that, and we thought it would be very, very interesting for also all the composers and musicians and sculptors tuning into this to understand more about that dynamic happening in places, so that we can transcend and come to a good and a true place of that. I'm very happy to be introducing Boris Koller. This presentation is called Appreciating Kitsch, Traditional Innovation.
Hello. People are wondering, will beauty save us? I don't think so. But we could save beauty. It's not exactly, we don't know exactly what beauty is. Health, or like the old joke goes, why are you beating your dog that hard? And the answer is, he's so happy when I'm stopping. The absence of hurt is maybe a kind of beauty. But we all think there is something sacred in beauty, and there is not. Most of the people can live without, or in advertisement, you can make something commercial out of it. What is beauty? The most beautiful portrait of a woman, she is not really beautiful. The painting is not that beautiful either. Where is the purpose? Why are we thinking that this is a good principle? You know, people in all the European days made something which is the source, a kind of wine, a kind of booze, where you are getting drunk. It's life, it's energy. It's always been done like that. So we have this, but it's expensive. So someone has to pay for it. Who can pay for the most beautiful, tasty booze? Some merchants, some people with money. So they're getting the best booze in the world. They're setting up a castle. They're getting some good, there are farmers who provide them, some good things to drink. And they like it. Farmers provide it, and the merchants really like it. And they drink a lot, and it becomes more and more expensive. They have the good houses. They have the good painters, the good architects. Everything's in here. The good farmer, the good booze. And it's filled up and it works a while. Poor people cannot afford it, but everyone knows it's good. It's good for everyone. You're getting drunk, you get your energy, you have a tradition, so the farmers provide. But then there are coming some people who are saying, no. What are these noblemen doing? They're drinking something we cannot afford. We have to do something against it. We should throw out the bottle through the window with the booze. We don't need it. there are wise people coming. They are saying, we could rescue the bottle and a good booze for us. We could give it another label. We could call it not normal booze, but premium. When it's premium, everybody knows it's protected from the environment and we can keep it for a while. But we have to see a new purpose in the premium. Because what we know about good wine is it tastes different every year. This year different than the next year. And we can use this to contemplate about time going. Then we have another purpose. We don't have to think about the nobleman, the merchants, the castles. We can have something similar, but we have to think about time. We don't have the nobleman. We don't have the merchants. But some people know there's something good around. It's booze. It's wonderful wine. These people are coming with the empty bottles. Social justice. They want their booze. And the farmers, they want to provide. So, there are some people getting the real stuff because they cannot sell to the nobleman and to the merchants anymore. Some people get, for a much cheaper price, the real stuff. But here, the revolutionary who installed the premium, they want to prove that it's all about the year. This is why we protracted this. And someone comes up with a very good idea. Modernism, it's about the year. The most modern thing we have, it's not my sponsor. It's not booze. You're thinking clearly, it's modern. We should add something to it. It's only better. It's premium. It's in its museum now. We should add something good to it. A little bit of modernism. Oh yes, oh yes. And the farmers, they provide the booze to these poor people. And this goes for a while. And since this is always called premium, and now the artists, the people who know about this, they're drinking this. They're thinking this is the good taste. It's modern. It's like Koller from, not my sponsor. And in the meantime, this is the, under the table, the low level of these two. These are the providers. This is the worst. These are the bourgeoisie, the people who want to get drunk. It's not acceptable anymore. And these are the same farmers who make it like it always has been done. They connect. This is kitsch, this is art. Very simple. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Boris, for an innovative way of explaining tradition. We have with us people online. We have our screen down here. So Furel says, what an amazing analogy. We can now receive some questions, even from the people in the attendance or from people online. So feel free to to write your questions now. As you can ask Boris, take on unclarities that you may have.
In the meantime, I can talk about this the whole evening.
Okay.
So it's no problem, but you can interfere with me, and we are getting this clear. You see, the official premium good taste is the bad taste. And the real stuff is what we are calling kitsch. It's another label for the old and ever-going tradition. We are here in this beautiful house, and the posters you cannot see on the walls, photographs in black and white of the famous singer Kirsten Flagstad. What is a singer in an opera? It's a human being with all the ancestors, the family. This is why she has the look, the intelligence, a kind of education. Everybody helped so that the one person can take a step further. And when you see it in the photographs, you understand what it means to be one person out there. She's maybe a part of a bigger concept, and it is written on these posters, Richard Wagner. But she is a personality, a very special one, not only individual. She's coming from somewhere and is going to somewhere. And this is what I postulate in all of this. I'm not a person in a big town, and everybody's my good friend, and I forgot my family. There is, in the German way of thinking, and my first language is German. My second is maybe Swedish, Norwegian, and then there's coming something like English. I cannot do this. But there is an old thinking that there is a difference between culture and civilization. There was a German architect, sorry I forgot the name, some 100 years ago, who wanted to develop Europe and Africa to one continent by drying out the Mediterranean Sea. Everything was worked out beautifully. And this man went to a trip to the USA. It was before the Second World War. And he saw one thing. They don't have culture, but they have civilization. What is civilization? Civilization needs civitas, the town. Culture is the farmer outside, taking care of the family, providing goods and giving life. And once in a life, one can choose between civitas, civilization, the good and big town, or farming outside, providing for the future. So it's not only that funny that I can pour from one bottle to another, but it is a life question on which side you can stand. Because there is a difference between art and culture. There is a difference between civilization and culture. And I'm on the cultural side, the one side where everyone thinks this is the thing I don't need. I don't have the money for it. It's completely gone. It's not necessary even on a screen. I don't need it on the wall. I will not pay for my ticket for the opera. It's free on the internet. What is the problem? But I'm in the town and providing for the infrastructure in every way. Public transport and the apartments and, most important, the restaurants, and everyone gets paid. The least important thing is the culture. The one providing the goods for the restaurants, they are then eating. On which side do we want to stand? You had a question.
If what's in the bottle tastes good, do we really care about what the label says?
You're welcome. Take the bottle, taste it. It's from this year. I will write it on the bottle, you can keep it. I can make a signature. When I make a signature on it, it's more worth. It's very important because I'm a civilized person. So I'm writing my name on it. You can keep it and sell it in 20 years.
But at the end of the day, we taste what's in the bottle.
And it's always the same modernist taste. They are promising us modernism for more than 100 years. Always looks the same. Yeah?
I will make an objection here,
Yeah.
because the senses, as you say, they are not, we are born with the senses, but the senses, they are cultivated through our development as humans. And when you say that we will sense and taste anyway what is good, then I object to you. Because, for example, these with aficionados like style music, for example, there is many people that they cannot stand to listen to opera because it's to be able to enjoy and like opera, you have to be cultivated.
This is what I said.
Yeah. So I object to you that, for example, if you drink good wine, it's not a necessity or a natural thing that you will feel that it's the good wine. And by the way, when you're speaking about beauty comes from the Greek word kalos, that means good. But I think this is a misuse of the word, because actually what you're speaking about is aesthetics.
It's a kind of ethics.
Wait, and what we are now in a society, we are in a society that is going to unaesthetic, where you cannot sense anymore the aesthetics, because the art, what you're speaking about, is the way where we can sense what connects us as humans, as spiritual beings. But the unaesthetic is where we cannot sense anymore, and it's partly because we are not schooled, we are not cultivated, we don't get culture, but we live in a civilization.
Sorry, I have a question to you when you're talking about we. Where is this we? Who is this?
It's the society.
Society as a whole has no interconnection, so there is no we in this sense. Even in a state, there is no community. It's in Scandinavian, you can say something. You are on the same place, but not directly connected. So.
But it's your cultural critics that I'm speaking about the we, because you say that now the beauty, it cannot save us, but we can save the beauty. So.
But these critics, these who are getting paid, when someone is doing something, usually he or she does not get paid for it. But there are some structures around, and they get all the money, especially in Europe. Yeah. They get all the money, but they are not shaping in a workshop, but they are shaping the concept of the year. And it was, of course, premium. So this is the only thing which has any value. And even when it tastes like shit, you know it tastes so bad because you have to believe. and maybe you get accustomed to a good wine, yeah? And then it tastes good, but it comes from a tradition and it goes to a tradition. So we are leaving the system. And when someone is coming and is saying, oh, this premium, this affects everything. Everything here is premium. Then he or she is simply wrong. So this is an elitist system which is only searching for tax money in Europe. And there was, sorry, I can say it on the internet now on Tuesday on a conference in Sweden, where they are postulating 1,000 culture houses in Sweden during the next years, because they're really afraid that they don't get the public money anymore from the politicians. So that is a change. So they are trying to organize a structure where every one of these sub-politicians, so curators, is provided with tax money even further. So I think this is a very dangerous concept for the free way of thinking. It's a very good concept because it will work. But on the other side, I could imagine an independent structure where these two, go together and are independent and are waiting for the state structure to starve. This is my concept. So, I'm a composer too, and I'm writing an opera, and this is the most expensive joy on earth. There is nothing more expensive than opera. I know this. So it would be completely impossible to make such a thing. But I am believing, and I'm postulating this, I'm believing in an eternal principle. König Ludwig II from Bavaria should be an eternal principle. Someone with pedigree, education, taste, and a great mind, who can decide what can be done in the future. Without a König Ludwig, we wouldn't have had any Wagner or late Romanticism. All these great paintings would not be there. There would have been some more wars in the world. And he was against these wars. Politicians wanted to spend more money on wars. But he was, as a king, a private person too. And he decided that one could take another direction. So again, he took this choice. He took tradition and his people at a place, and we know about Bayreuth. It's in all days possible. My good friend Jan-Ove Tuve, painter and not a scholar, but a philosopher in his own way. I was with him in Neuschwanstein in Bavaria, and he stood there and he said, the best thing here is you can prove with this that you can do everything in any time. It's only about that you take the decision. You can do anything. It's not the times, it's not the Coke, it's not the premium. You can decide what you really want. And you, Sebastian, you talked in front of the camera about that you want to provide the people what they want. I reacted to this. I want to provide what I want. Or what the one who pays from above maybe wants, because he has the education. But usually, I am deciding what I want, and I have to do it here and now because my life is short, and you could do anything. That Gothic never ended. When you have a cathedral, you have to restore the cathedral all the time, because there is sour rain and pollution, and you have to take the parts down, make them new, setting them up so that a Gothic cathedral can stand. It looks eternal, but it's not. It's provided all the day because Gothic never ended. There is no end to it. There is no end to Baroque. There is no end to Romanticism. And there shall not be an end for European people. And this is my claim. This is what we are. And we are hanging on the wall for a while. But I will not give up. I want my booth and my tradition. So, this was too much.
Very good. I love the free thinking, and that's exactly what we are wanting here. We want to have a forum where we can fight for freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and being able to actually see the connection of truth and honesty, and how that actually is ways to solve issues which through cowardness or too much control have not been solved. I want to share some of the comments from people online.
Other comments.
And I think we also have very interesting feedback. So
I'm taking the bottles down so that I'm visible.
okay.
Or do you want to see Mona Lisa?
Let's see what they're saying here. So let's start with the Furel. She says, "What an analogy! I always admired Boris' beautiful wisdom and how authentic he is." Max says, "Thank you, Boris. It was a wonderfully clear and practical object lesson to understand and contrast two concepts." Josh, fellow painter, he says, "Yes, very well put, Boris. Since you used the subject of winemaking in your talk, and being that in our era marketing can seem like a giant to overcome, what would you say is the number one obstacle for those that work in tradition to market their product to the world?" He just adds, "I would guess holding to our ethic, not compromising quality of the product." Anyone else have any thoughts? You want to comment on that, Boris?
I would comment on this evening in a very special way. My special sort of wine is Grüner Veltliner from Austria. And the problem is that there is so much demand from outside that it's becoming really expensive to drink it. So it's often not good that there is so much demand.
Can go that way as well. Max says, "I love this powerful thought. Gothic, Baroque, Romanticism never ended. Europe will never end." Powerful conclusion, Boris. Thank you. That was from Max Scotto.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we really appreciate the engagement also online there. We're going to start setting up for a new session. I want to thank very much again. Once again, let's give a hand for Boris. Thank you.